What's going on, guys? Nico here, and in this video, I am going to be demonstrating and showcasing the Modern Piano Masterclass. Now, the purpose and promise of this masterclass is to help you unlock your creative potential in under 90 days by mastering piano fundamentals. And by creative potential, I mean songwriting, arrangement, and composition. Now, in this demo, I'm going to show you the entire masterclass, and I have it pulled up right here, show you all the different modules and how they are going to help you unlock this potential. Now, you're either here if you're a music producer or you're an aspiring artist trying to up your creative game. And a lot of the students that I work with, even if they're beginners all the way up until Grammy winners, they still struggle with some of the same problems. And these include making memorable melodies, creating unique chord progressions, collaborating with others in an effective way, having their workflow be efficient, not taking days to make songs, rather minutes to come up with your melodies and chord progressions. And there's many other benefits to this as well that we'll get into, but really in the end, it's having that confidence to be a confident songwriter, composer, and arranger so that you can dominate this process and make music that stands out, that gets played on repeat, and you're not sitting here for a week struggling to try to finish a song. So the methodology behind the masterclass is really building your foundations on the piano, because the piano is the greatest songwriting tool that any man or woman or artist or whatever has. So when I go into just our masterclass page here, there's really 4 core areas that we focus on in this program. It's understanding chords, understanding melodies, being able to practice these over and over and over again to get repetition, and then improvisation, which includes making these just stand out and sound a little bit different each time that we do them through different rhythmic patterns, arpeggiations, and things that I'll get into. And if you don't know what all this means, don't worry, we're going to cover all of this in this demo. Now, I want to show you the 8 modules that exist in the masterclass portion of the demo, as well as go over some of the bonuses at a very high level. So chord mastery, what do we do here in chord mastery? Well, chords are the backbone of songs, and I'll play some chords for you right now on my piano. So while chords may seem simple if you watch a video on YouTube, there's a lot of complexities to them that if you want to actually make them good, stand out, and be in that 1 percentile, there's things that you need to do that most people just have no idea about. But given, my experience of playing at this point over 5,000 songs in 24 years on the piano, and literally my job is to study this stuff, there are certain discoveries that I found that I've included in this program. And you'll see here that we have beginner, we start off with our basic chord progressions, and then we get into more advanced chords. And these are the chords that really stand out. And again, a lot of these videos are 30 minutes long. This is not for someone that wants a quick fix right here. This is an intense program. But again, those that really want to stand out and achieve, you have to put in the work. And I've made it as efficient as possible. So once we understand our chords, we have to come up with our melodies, right? And melody mastery gets you playing hundreds of melodies on the piano to start making your melody library in your brain mesh together with the chord library. And what I mean by that is eventually you can sit down at a piano and use what I call melody starters to start the creative process. Now I'll play a melody that I'm just going to make up right now at a completely random with a chord progression. So it sounds like this. And right, you may say, well, you have all this experience. If you play 200 melodies on the piano with your hands, all of a sudden you're just going to start coming up with inspiration because you're deriving things from inspiration. That's one of the keys the piano has. And some people might say, well, it's really challenging to play piano. I have students that had never played an instrument before and they're playing within 2 weeks, and their reviews and the testimonials will say that on their reviews page. So after melody mastery, what we need to do now is we're practicing a lot during these things. And again, all this stuff is very live and applicable. A lot of music theory, college courses. And again, I've actually purchased Berklee courses. I've purchased courses from top universities on music theory. And the one thing that I found is there's not a lot of practical application. Throughout this entire process, and we'll jump into this in a second, we are playing live on the piano from day one. I'm not sitting at a blackboard lecturing you on Roman numeral analysis. We're playing live and getting repetitions in like you're going to the gym. So the way we do that is by doing 4 start to finish songs that I've actually created intentionally with the purpose of unlocking your creative potential. There's different chord changes in these, there's different melodies, and there's different levels of actually playing them. So if you're a bit more of an experienced piano player taking this program, there's going to be harder tactics that you can still learn to make the song even more challenging through improvisation and other tactics that I show you. So after going through these 4 songs now, we have the true songwriting strength to reapproach GarageBand, Logic Pro X, FL Studio, Ableton, whatever DAW that you're using, and start to create music at a higher level. And a lot of students, the one issue that I have with them is that they go through the first week and all of a sudden they're back to producing because they've come up with these unique chord progressions and they want to use them. And it's totally fine, but we got to make sure we keep on doing the program, right? So what ends up happening is in Module 7, I showcase all the tactics that I've learned from all the masterclasses I've taken, all the mentorships I've had in terms of production, specifically on the piano. So how do I make my piano sound good? How do I add multiple pianos together, layer them so they sound thick, large, and wide so that they sound professional? And I also show you how to edit MIDI in a proper way, all the unique tactics that I use, all my favorite pianos. And then in Module 8, I actually walk through an entire track made from start to finish with all the plugins I use, all the sounds I use, and there's no stone left unturned at this point. And this was an official remix for Borges, the creator of the song Tsunami. Now, I have some bonus modules as well that I'll get into a little bit later. This first one is called Make Music Your Life, and I showcase how I went from working a job to transitioning to making enough money to pursue music full time. And there's 4 different parts to this. The first one being mindset training. After reading about, I'd say, over 100 books at this point from some of the top mindset coaches, including Tony Robbins, as well as notable others, I put together some mindset training that you're going to need to have if you want to be successful in any type of industry that you're pursuing. Now, I went to Wall Street, and that was my original goal, but my music started to take off to a degree, and I had some moderate success, so I was like, let me pursue this full time. But the keys to success are always the same, whatever industry you're operating in, and I'm thankful for when I worked in finance, I was working with CEOs at top corporations. So success leaves clues, and I learned a lot that I've included in here. So Make Music Your Life essentially is real world experience that I've had working in a very intense industry and transitioning it into how I've made money in the music industry. So I show you how I've made over $100,000 in royalties at this point, and about $3,000 a month from just royalties alone, and other opportunities. Now I'm starting to get sync licensing and everything else like that. I don't say it in a bragging way. I'm just saying that I've actually done it. And I'm going to show you everything that I've done. So I wish I had this bonus when I first started the program. So yeah, and I also talk about how to raise money for your artist project. I've successfully done it. I've helped others successfully do it. And it's not just putting a Kickstarter campaign up and thinking it's going to work, right? Like a lot of these, the reason why I created Make Music Your Life as an add-on bonus is a lot of the music producers and artists, this information is very applicable to you and how you're going to actually develop and become successful in this space. And not that I'm the Chainsmokers right now, but I've done moderately well where I can do it full time. So I include this in here. Now, I also have another bonus where I have my producer friend, Ming, who was actually nominated for a Grammy back in 2014. He walks through his entire production process as well in a start to finish of the song Honestly that's had over 1 million streams on Spotify and has done well on other streaming platforms. So the last module is Improv Mastery, and this is a 5-hour course on literally how to improvise on the piano to make your melodies sound more interesting, how to create unique arps, how to create unique chords, and stuff that I recover in the masterclass. So it's just an add-on bonus that you get access to. If you're ever feeling writer's block, this is the place I suggest you go to. So with that being said, let's jump into these individual modules and I can show you how they work. Now, the one thing I actually haven't mentioned, and you probably, if you signed up, you got this through an email, I send you another demo on the Ultimate Organic MIDI Pack. Now, this MIDI pack is worth the program by itself because this MIDI pack is going to absolutely transform the compositional process that you may have. And you can see right here, I have 50 chord progressions with 100 variations, and there's over 1,000 melodies in this actual MIDI pack that this took me like 3 months to create and edit and do. But the point of it is that you're going to have a pack that you can study for the rest of your life in terms of chord progressions, melodies, and everything else. And if I fast forward to one of the parts here, let me just see. Again, this is just one of the melodies and chord progressions that I literally dragged in a matter of 30 seconds and created a song. So the Ultimate MIDI Pack is fantastic, but getting on to more so the piano and the songwriting part of it, we start off just going through piano. So we go through piano fundamentals and the 4 keys to piano success. And I actually talk about it right here. I have a nice pinup that you can check out for yourself. And it really comes down to 4 things. If you want to master the piano fundamentals and become an ultimate, music making machine, If you practice chords, if you practice melody, you practice rhythm, and you know improvisational tactics to use, you should never run out of creative inspiration. You should never get stuck. You should never be like, I don't really know where to go, right? And the whole program is geared behind pushing you to practice and put in reps so that you never have this problem and you master the 4 keys to success. So in the programs, we go through, some of the basic more chord progressions. We get to more advanced chord progressions. And the way I've structured it is that I have part lecture and part live. So part of this, I just walk you through what's going to happen in the live part and teach you certain things. And in the live part, we put real application. And every single episode, there's real application going on. So let's see, chord progressions right here. This is number 7. And notice each video is around 30 minutes. So I structure these as if it's a real piano lesson that we're sitting here live. Now, the benefit of this is, one, it's going to cost way less than having, a 30-minute session with me. I typically charge for an hour anywhere between $150 and $200 an hour. And you can't record that and you can't repeat that unless you do it live. But point is, what I've done here to make it effective is I've taken lessons that I give with students and packaged them into videos that you can press rewind and then repeat. Now, if you have any questions, you may say, well, where do I go? Well, we have our Facebook group where I do weekly group calls that you can ask questions. And the beauty of the group calls is that other people have questions that will teach you certain things. And someone may say, well, I'm struggling writing a melody. So what I'll do in the session, I'll say, okay, let me hear your melody. And they'll play something like this. And it'll be pretty generic. And I'll say, well, how about you octave jump? Or how about you throw a grace note and make it sound like this? Or I'll say, let's use a different rhythmic variation, right? So that's stuff that we do. So if you go through this, you go through a little bit of the lecture where I talk about chord progressions, the purpose behind them, and then see from 6 minutes or, 5 minutes on to 36 minutes, we're live on the piano practicing these chord progressions. And you can see I have chord progression example here. And then we play through them and we play through them, we play through them until your hands get tired. And a lot of them do, but what we're doing here is we're training your brain to truly understand what's going on, right? And to truly understand these chord progressions, not just drawing them in your DAW, but actually playing them. And if you look at all the top producers, all the most successful producers, they're playing instruments, and that's where they draw their creative inspiration. Yes, there are a few exceptions. For the most part, the 99% of the 1% play piano and have the piano fundamentals. And this is something you truly need to get ahead. And if you're a producer and you're wondering, what should I spend my time on? Well, what's the highest income earning skill you can use as a music producer? It's composition. And if you look, that's why publishing exists. That's why the people that get paid the most are the artists, because they actually come up with the melodies, the lyrics, and everything else like that. Now, we continue going through here and we learn all these chord progressions. And again, it goes on and on. I teach you, I think, 75 chord progressions throughout here, because in the advanced chords, we go through advanced chord progressions as well. So we go into 7th chords, we go into, cluster chords, how to spread them out. Yeah, see, I have even the notes that were being played down here. It's unique chords that I've discovered over time that are going to help you make your music stand out. So you see here that I'm playing different chord progressions. I'm showing different chord progressions. And essentially, once you complete this first module, you're going to be well on your way of creating chords. And again, you may say, well, it seems like a lot of time. Well, how long would it take going through YouTube to try to figure all this out, especially from people that have different schools of thought, right? This is packaged together. It's efficient. It will save you hours and years of time. As many of my students say in their reviews, this program saved me years of time, and you can go see that for yourself. But basically what we're doing here is we're learning more complex types of chords. And then from there, we keep on going. I show you the damper pedal. I show you transposition and then melody mastery. So why I love melody mastery so much is because yeah, and I have the same introduction every single video. You'll get used to that. The beauty of melody mastery is that a lot of people struggle writing complex melodies. And what I've done over my 24 years of playing piano and doing all these piano covers is I've broken down every single top melody by every single top artist. So what this does in this program is I've come up with over 200 melodies. And just so you guys know, this program is going to keep getting bigger and bigger and more improved because I'm doing this for the rest of my life. I'm an artist and I'm going to keep adding volumes to this program. So just know that you have lifetime access to this as well, really quick. So essentially what I've done is I've taken top melodies from Kygo, Avicii, the Beatles, every artist that I've played, compiled them into a top 200 melodies that you will play. After you play these 200 melodies, it will just naturally happen that you write good melodies. Because if, like I just showed you, I can just make stuff up like this. And it's because I played through all of the top melodies in the existence of the world. Right? And it's not a challenge to me, and it won't be a challenge to you either once you go through this, and I'll show you right here. One quick thing I want to say, so we start off understanding what the melody starters are. And melody starters are a group of notes that you begin playing, and I'll show you right here, that give you some inspiration and some creative process. So like GAC, this is the melody starter that Avicii uses. And I call it the 5-6-1 or the 5-6-8. I call it 8 because we're going up, but basically we're just playing this. And when you combine these melody starters together, which this program has hundreds of them, these are only just the top 10 that I show you just to start. I'm happy to even show you for free because you'll notice right away when you play these on the piano, you'll be like, oh, wow, like these are really good. And sounds catchy. And yes, that's how you make catchy music. So by the way, you don't need to know how to read sheet music to go through this program. I've transposed all this stuff into numeric systems, into just writing the letter of the notes. However, if you actually want to go and search any song and break it down using the sheet music, I provide you literally the only 40-minute video you'll ever need on sheet music that breaks it down in its entirety. It simplifies it and it helps you not waste your time learning pointless music theory, but getting to the root of what you want, and that's the melodies and the compositions. So as you can see, a melody and hand combination right here in this video, we play melody after melody after melody after melody after melody, and these are long videos. But the purpose of them is to get you playing different chord progressions along with different melodies so your hands get more comfortable and you'll start to build that internal catalog of melodies that you're playing. And these are more starter melodies, and what I've done here is I've actually put a PDF together for you guys to have. And again, if you can't read sheet music, it actually doesn't matter that much because you have the notes right here and you actually have the fingering as well. So if you get stuck on the fingering, it's all right here. It's a bulletproof formula, guys. Like, I've had now some of my students teaching their kids using the program, and the kids are 4 and 5 years old learning this. So they're going to be monsters by the time they're, these guys are next Martin Garrixes, to be honest. And then we go through intervals, arpeggiation. I have the advanced part now where the advanced melodies are challenging, and sometimes people only play a couple a day. But once you play one of these, like, yeah, this may look a little intimidating, but I promise you that eventually you get to this point, you're a monster, right? And what we're doing throughout this process, we're doing different rhythmic patterns and we're practicing. We're practicing some improvisation too. So then we get into our start to finishes. So I basically wrote all these songs. Start to finish of the track. And you can actually find these songs on the pianoforproducers.com masterclass page. And I may have released them yet. I might sign them. I might not. I have got an offer for these songs. But I may want to stay independent like I always have. So we'll see. But I have these songs in the program. And my plan is to all the songs that I write in the future, I'm going to put all of them in the program as well. So you're going to be consistently getting new songs that I'm writing, the songwriting process behind them, the melody stars, the chord progressions. It's going to be a very open, transparent artist project. And I like to give as much as possible because it always tends to come back in return, right? So what we have here is I have myself walking through different songs. And these songs aren't that challenging. I'll play one for you right now. I can play it for you. And the pure satisfaction, by the way, of just sitting down at a piano and being able to play that and showcase it to other people, like people be very blown away. And the one thing, it's funny, a lot of the students come back to me and they say how much more respect people for them have after they sit and play piano and how, cool and more intelligent they're perceived. That's another added benefit I haven't even mentioned, that your perceived status in the music industry just increases because you can play an instrument now and know how to play it too, right? And really understand what's going on. So then we have, again, these 4 different walkthroughs, and these are very catchy songs. The main melody of Higher Desire sounds like this. So if you want to learn to play that, I show you that song. I show you Skywalking. Skywalking has a great melody to it. I'll play the Skywalking melody in Module 5. So I break down that melody, show you how I wrote it, and the song, you can listen to these too, by the way. Beautiful Together, a great top line as well. I'll play that right now. So that has a great top line to it. And I break down the arrangement. So you're going to see how I write this. I literally tell you my entire thought process when I'm writing these songs and what I'm exactly doing. And then we go back after we learn the piano, we go back into our DAW. And if you're not a music producer, by the way, I know I have some people here that just want to learn piano and they take the program for that. Totally cool. You can learn a little bit about music production as well. So I go into my piano processing and I call this the $1,000
What's going on, guys?
Piano processing chain right here, because I had to pay a music producer for 4 lessons. He charged me $1,000. And again, guys, I've invested so much money into all this education. It's been like at least 80% of my savings have gone into music education, buying music equipment, understanding all this type of stuff. And I've tracked it over the years, and I've made some good money, but I've also spent a lot of it, invested a lot of it. So this program you're getting is really the best in the world combined into one thing. And it's nothing that I just learned this stuff and put it all together, but I've learned from all the top artists, all the top instructors. Some of the producers that were mentoring me have been producing tracks for a lot of the top 10 DJs. And I'm not going to say who they are, but I promise you that they mentored me. And I asked them whether or not I could include this, and they said totally fine because I paid them a lot of money. So now you're getting this at a much discounted rate, just to mention. And what I have here is this piano chain. So I use a keyscape piano. If you don't have a keyscape piano, totally okay. You can use your stock piano, whatever DAW you're using. And I have a processing chain here. And this is how you get the most beautiful sounding piano. And I go through that in the program. And I walk through different things that you can be doing to make your piano sound great. And again, I pretty much show everything in this program. Now, when we get to piano layering, this is the cool part because
Used in my remix, Mama.
I show you how I layer pianos, the processing behind them. And again, I show you guys everything here. I show you the automation effects that I'm doing, all the deep production stuff, but I also break it down in a simple way so that you can digest it and understand what the hell's going on. And there's a lot of things that go on. And again, these videos are tricks that I've learned from all of the producer friends, from watching YouTube tutorials, but really paying for the best courses and the best coaches. I talk about how I put toms and top kicks onto my pianos when I layer them to get that nice attack. And there's certain things you can also do as well. I have an hour just talking about how I edit MIDI.
What's going on, guys?
And I have melodies, and then I also have chord progressions right here and how I'm doing different rhythmic patterns. So this one sounds pretty cool, I'm pretty sure. Talk about how I edit everything like that. I go through favorite pianos, drop tricks, and everything else like that. And again, as I get more remixes that come out, which I have in the pipeline to be released on major labels, who's going to get access to this information? You are, because I want to make sure that you're getting ahead and you're doing well, because if you do well, my program does well, and we all do well, right? So that's a main thing that I like to include everything that I know in these programs and literally leave no stone left unturned. Module 8, my start to finish remix. I mean, this is just literally 2.5 hours where I show you how I made this massive drop right here. I show you all the instruments that I use, all the effects buses. You can see what samples I'm using, everything here, guys. Like, this is, a lot of people wish they can get access to this kind of stuff because this is how you really make good music and learn. I show you my processing change behind everything, why I'm doing what I'm doing on all this stuff. And again, I've only gotten better, right? Because I got this remix 6 months ago. So now my knowledge has even increased even more because all I do all day is learn this stuff, which is it's pretty fun. So keep going, and you can see right here, talking about EQ moves. And again, if you don't have all these plugins, I still give you plugins that you can use that are absolutely free. I talk about getting your first remix and then make music your life. This is the really good part, right? So in here, I talk a lot about mindset and the best mindset coaches that I've had over time, and people have done really well. And these are really long videos, and I go on for a very long time period. But again, I don't want you to miss out on everything. I talk about goal setting. We talk about, structuring your life for efficiency, requiring regiments. I really go through, this is called the 11 pillars for success. I go through my, my company's mission here. I go through all the background that's going on in my business operations to teach you guys stuff, because in the end, I want you guys to make money so you can do this full time too. Like, I want you guys to have the experience that I'm having, because there's nothing better, right? So I talk about, building your vision, building your mission, all these different types of things, and then truly finding your purpose in life. What makes you happy? What can work? Because a lot of you guys, and I'm still at this point too, I'm trying to discover what I really love doing and what I want to focus all my time on. There are certain ways to go about doing it, right? So I give you all these different things that you'll learn about, taking psychometric tests to really understand who you are, understand your passions, understand your hobbies. And then we get into really the part about making money and how you can get someone like the Chainsmokers to repost your stuff like they did for me, and how to get really big artists to, to talk to you and collaborate with you and everything else like that.
What's going on, guys?
And I talk about, the cover remix strategy. I talk about how all these guys got really successful through remixes. We talk about business strategies behind all of them. I mean, we deep dive into everything here. Yeah, I talk about my friend Dan Burke. He at this point has over 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify. We did a couple collabs together. He's crushing it. He's using this program. Really great talent. Yeah, the Chainsmokers remix, all these remixes that did really well. We go into that. We talk about building brand authority so that people actually respect you, right? Because a lot of the music industry, it comes down to getting respect from other artists. So what I show here is I actually show how I got, like Lele Pons, for example. Let me increase the quality here. She has, I think at this point, it's pretty insane how big she's actually become. She has 15 million subs, and she's commenting on my YouTube channels. How am I getting that to happen? How am I just doing that? I go through it in the program. I go through my Spotify accelerator. Literally, I showcase everything that's going on in my Spotify. I show you the back end, the successful playlist that I've been on, all of my statistics, how I'm analyzing things. It's all in here. I talk about even running Facebook ads. Like, this is stuff no one out there is talking about. And if they're talking about it, I'll tell you right now, I've purchased these programs and they're not good. I have spent a lot of money, and I feel like I've wasted a lot of money buying programs that claim to have all this hype and they're going to make you a big artist and stuff like that. And I bought them anyway because I'm like, let me see what's in them and see if there's one good piece. And a lot of them are garbage because they overpromise what they can actually deliver. And what I've discovered, though, is I've taken the information that actually matters and put it in here to give you the best chances for success. I'm not going to guarantee you're going to be the next millennium because really your music has to be good. And that's what I really teach. The main focus of this program is to get your music really good. But once your music's really good, I even give you more steps on top of that to how to market yourself, how to go about doing things. And again, this is stuff I've taken from all the music courses. I've studied the successful music people, and I've learned from successful CEOs during my time on Wall Street when I was working with, big Fortune 500 companies, helping them raise billions of dollars to, operate. That was my real, my first real job, right? That was what I was doing. And now I'm doing this, and I'm showing you how I'm doing it all and how I'm growing piano for producers. I showcase all this in the program. How to raise money for your artist project. I literally show you guys the cookie cutter formula.
What's going on, guys?
If you want someone to invest in your artist project, there are ways to persuade people. There's influence triggers or psychological triggers. And I include all of this in this program right here. I even talk about, where to find investors, how to do stuff. I go through my entire presentation of how I presented myself and persuaded people to invest in Nico Katulis, the artist, right? So I have the entrepreneur side, the piano for producers, but I also have the artist side as well. So I go through all this stuff, right? And then we go into Ming. So Ming's a Grammy-nominated producer, literally showcasing, his project files, what he's doing, the processing behind what he's doing, all of these, tactics that he's doing. He's showing you his processing, how he does stuff. And this is stuff most people just won't share because they don't want to give their secrets away. I don't know. They're scared someone else is going to take it and be better than them. I don't really know what it is. But we go through all this here, guys. And again, I want this program to make 1,000 successful music. I want everyone to be successful in the program. So I'm going to give you as much as possible. I say it over and over again, just so you know. And then we get into improv mastery. So, chords.
Right, welcome, guys.
We break down all the different chord strategies in this one. So again, you can go through the masterclass portion and then do this as a summary again to summarize everything that you've been doing. I talk about 6 chords, 7th chords, 7th chords, open chords, block chords, it doesn't end. And whenever you guys want to spice up your chords, you watch a 2-minute video and boom, you have answers. You want to talk about left hand movement ARPs.
Welcome back.
I have every single type of ARP. And an ARP is essentially you're taking a chord or a line of notes and just going. You're arpeggiating it back and forth like that. So we cover all of this in improv mastery. Now, this is all the knowledge that you're getting. There's over 50 hours of this stuff. And as I mentioned earlier, for a one-on-one session with me, it's going to be over $100 per hour. And I charge that because the demand was just too high. And that's why I made this course, because I have my artist project. I have a lot of things going on. And this course is how I can touch people the best way. And I've actually found that this works much better than solo one-on-one. You go through the content, and then on the weekly calls, you ask whatever questions you have. Or you comment in the Facebook group saying, hey, I took this and I don't understand it, and I'll get back to you, right? So that's how we do things here. And it's the most effective way. It's the most efficient way. And it's proven to get great results. You can go on the reviews page and you'll hear what people have to say. But at the end of most videos, they're actually playing piano. And most of these producers never played piano before in their lives. And some of them are playing Kygo. They're playing Apologize by Timberland. They can play piano now. They have the gift for the rest of their life. So what's that worth to you, right? What is this actually worth to you to be able to sit down at a piano and be able to songwrite for the rest of your life? And if you're like somewhat skeptical if the program is going to work, all I have to say is if you don't even go through any of this program and all that you take away is the ultimate MIDI pack right here, this is worth the entire program and more, because it is my entire brain of 24 years broken down into 5,000 MIDI files that you'll be able to make a song with instantly. Watch that demo of the ultimate MIDI pack, because I'm telling you, it's just, I don't want to sound cocky in this, but it's damn good. Like, it is unreal, and everyone that has it, they always tell me their jaw drops when they start using it, and you can just watch the demo and you'll see for yourself. I don't have to say much more at this point. Other than that, I really hope that we get to work together. I want you to enroll in this program. I want to see you be successful. I'll do whatever I can on my end to make sure you're successful. In the event you go through this program and you want to learn more about rhythms, I'll add to the program. And again, you can probably just at this point go on my YouTube channel and see I've started adding. I think at this point, I'm going to start uploading it as well as I launch this course. There's already 50 tutorials breaking down all the top melodies in the world. You can just get content from there if you can't afford this right now. Go there and watch all the content. And throughout time, you'll notice that it's worth it. It's worth the investment. You should invest in yourself. I've invested thousands and thousands of dollars learning all this information, distilling it, breaking it down, and giving it to you. And I've seen the results. I've seen, millions of stream counts. I've seen support from major artists on my piano arrangements, right? And I'm just getting started on music production. I can't wait to really jump into this. But the point is, if you want to succeed in life, you have to invest in yourself. And maybe it's not my program. I have other programs for other areas of life. And if you want to ask me about that, contact me, feel free. But unless you make an investment, and it can't just be a $9 Udemy course, go ahead and do that. You're going to take it for a minute and then forget about it. And I have students that come to me and say, Nico, I invested a lot more in your course than I did in a Udemy course, but the results were not, they're crazy. Guys, just to build this course and learn how to build a course the most effective way, I paid someone $6,000 on how to build an effective course. Just literally how to build a course, right? Because I didn't want to waste my time testing it out and figuring out how it works. For pianoforproducers.com, I hired someone and paid a pretty nice amount of money. And again, guys, I literally have spent every dollar I've made has gone back out for the past year. I haven't saved a penny. I've been living, in the barest minimum, eating, not eating out, not partying, not doing anything, literally just building this program for you guys. So I may sound a bit crazy at this point, but it's like, you have to invest in yourself. And it's the best investment you ever make. Warren Buffett says it. That's where I actually got this whole idea from Warren Buffett, one of the best investors over time. And he tells young people especially, don't invest so much in the stock market, invest in yourself, invest in your skills. And if you want to be the next Selenium, you want to be the next Chainsmokers, invest in yourself, invest in this program. And if you really go through it, you hate it, you don't like it, you're like, this MIDI pack is terrible, there's nothing good about it, I'm happy to refund you. That's the other part I want to mention. You literally can try it for risk-free. Just make sure you actually go through it and give it a shot and give it a reasonable shot, because a lot of times what happens is some people don't want to put in the work and they just want to come back to me and say, well, it didn't work out for me, but they haven't gone through the sections, they haven't gone through everything. And I haven't had a student that has gone through the program and hasn't been extremely happy with the results. And again, this is my main focus. I want to make this program great, and I want you to be successful. So that being said, that's my tangent speech. That's my demo of the masterclass. You can read more about it at pianoforproducers.com/masterclass. You can also watch the video of my organic MIDI pack, which we can find if you go to pianoforproducers.com and you type in, let me see right here. We also have other things on this website as well that you can find. You can go to your reviews right here, the About page, which talks about my story and how I came to this. And then also the MIDI pack, which I'm actually running a sale right now. I don't know how much longer I'll be doing this for, but this is just part of the, ultimate organic MIDI pack. This is only a small part of it, but you can see in this video right here, it's another demo showing you guys, how good these MIDI packs are that I actually sell. And I give away for free too, because if you go to my YouTube channel or SoundCloud, I give away free MIDI for the longest time. That's how you may have gotten in contact with me, is by downloading one of these free packs. So I give away, at this point, my goal is to give away 100 different types of packs, free packs at some point, so that hopefully eventually you see the value and you come over to the more premium products that I have to offer on my channel. So happy to be super transparent with you guys. I look forward to seeing your success. I hope you enroll in the program. If not, all good as well. I wish you the best of luck in whatever you're trying to pursue. And with that being said, I will see you next time.